Welcome. Today we're talking with Colin Masson, Global Industry Director of Manufacturing at Microsoft Business Solutions, about enterprise mobility. Now, there's a shift in work habits in the US with more employees working out of the office and using mobile devices and cloud services to perform business tasks. Colin, talk about enterprise mobility and this shift in production.
It's a great topic. It's exciting times in manufacturing. Convergence of a lot of technologies that really are allowing us to sort of reimagine manufacturing and centering it around really customers and customer service. And in that process, mobility is one of those key enablers. To your point, the fact that millennials are comfortable with having a mobile device or I hate the term, but a phablet, right? A big phone or a tablet or a laptop or two-in-one. It doesn't really matter what form factor it is. But I think people do get fixated on the devices. When I like to think about enterprise mobility, I'm thinking about it in terms of you should be able to get the information you need to do your job on any device, anywhere you happen to be working. So that means having a device that is fit for purpose. So in manufacturing, on the shop floor, or in logistics, out in a warehouse, it probably means you need a ruggedized device. And it may be a ruggedized phone or it may be a ruggedized tablet, but it needs to be suitable for that purpose. A consumer device that you try and repurpose may not be the best solution for those kind of environments. But that's one piece of the jigsaw. The other pieces really are about security. So how do I make sure that mobile device is mobile? It's going to wander. In some cases, there may be some leakage. Some of those devices go missing. You've got company data on that. You need to know that you can securely turn off that device, make sure that data can't be accessed if it gets into the wrong hands. Similarly, if you walk from, let's say, your production environment and you're moving into the boardroom, you may want to transition to a device with a larger screen. You're going to do some business analytics. You should be able to do that seamlessly, which is hinting at really the other way that you need to think about mobility, which is you may not be fixed on one device. In fact, when I ask people that come in to our executive briefing center here in Redmond, usually the answer to my question on how many devices do you have with you is anywhere from 3 to 5, right? And they switch between them. The one that's always in their pocket is obviously the phone, but then they'll use a tablet for some functions, but then they'll usually have something with a larger screen that they're more comfortable using when they need to explore data or do rich editing tasks. And it may have a keyboard attached, etc. But the fact is, all three of those devices are going to have their mail on it. It's going to have access to key data. They may all have access to their sales data, for example. And it just depends on what environment they are and where they are, which device is the one they're going to do. The same thing is happening in production. We're starting to see, particularly with the rate of change on the shop floor, new products being introduced all the time, starting to see people get more creative about how you use mobile devices and people, combined with all the great automation technology, robotics, and so on, but really starting to realize that tethered devices can be somewhat constraining. So how do you use those mobile devices to allow you to rearrange cells in a lean manufacturing scenario, for example? So enterprise mobility, it's two relatively short words, but I think people look at it a little bit simplistically sometimes. You have to think through the total costs. Don't start with, I'm going to roll out a mobile device from a particular vendor just for the sake of it. You want to look at your end-to-end scenario, how that's going to enhance productivity, and look at devices that are fit for purpose, look at the management tools that will allow you to actually safely install software to those devices, remove them, secure them. So there's a lot of factors that I think need to come in when we start talking about enterprise mobility. And we found we're doing a lot of education with customers to really go through what are all those factors that are involved in really working out the total cost of a enterprise mobility solution.
Thanks for your great insights, Colin.